that govern biological collections. Also to provide the background or solid background on the theoretical and philosophical foundations of curatorship. So we start with lectures on what is a museum, and of course we know that this already, but just for emphasis, usually we equate biological museums with natural history museums. The only difference is that natural history museums also include geological, maybe also astronomical collections. And therefore, it's also a center for museums are centers of research, documentation, education, which is teaching and learning. The education can be formal and informal. In fact, I know that one of the museums abroad, like the Museum National de Histoire Naturelle in Paris, grants PhD by research and information and extension. So, needless to say, museums conduct research in taxonomy, systematics, biodiversity and conservation, evolutionary biology, biogeography, ecology, especially at the organismal and community level. And therefore, because of those also, it holds collections of plants, animals, and other organisms, from live material like cultures of microorganisms, as well as specimens, which is the usual, that are preserved in various ways, maybe dried or wet or some other forms of even frozen collections. So, what about what's being a curator? To be a curator, what is curatorship? It comes from the Latin curare, or to take care. That's why parish priests are called cura parroco. So curator, the term curator is a general connotation for being a manager, overseer, keeper. In the British Museum of Natural History or the Natural History Museum in London, the term is not curator, keeper. So, therefore, he is a content specialist charged with the institution's collections and involved with the interpretation of heritage material. So, in a biological museum, he is therefore a specialist on a group of organisms, that means a taxon, charged with and responsible for an institution's biological collections and involved with the collection, study, that means research, care and management of her group of specialty or assigned responsibility. And therefore, in a biological museum, a curator is a biological scientist. It cannot be less. A researcher, a science communication specialist, because he has to interpret what he knows so that they will be understood by the common tao. He is also the collections manager and a highly skilled biological technician. In fact, biotechnics makes the work like it's a menial job. Yun mo yun na lang yung pressure ng mga herbarium, kailangan malakas ang braso mo. So kung gusto mong magpalakas na igtingan. Kasi pag hindi maigting, hindi mape-press na mabuti. And therefore, career-wise, a curator in a biological museum preferably has an advanced degree in systematics or taxonomy or the related fields of biodiversity conservation. He or she is a publishing science researcher with articles published in reputable, peer-reviewed scientific journals on topics relating to the systematics of her group of specialization, and is able to communicate both with peers and with the general public, possibly also with administrators and, unfortunately, also policymakers. Therefore, career-wise, a curator in a biological museum, because of the ex-officio responsibilities to science and her museum, should, one, manage and know the status and flow of specimens in his/her assigned collection. So mabigat na trabaho ang pagiging curator. Especially itong pangalawa, demonstrate proficiency in the techniques for care and maintenance of specimens under his/her jurisdiction. Paano mo tuturuan ang technician kung hindi ka rin marunong sa iyong sarili? Okay? So, ano naman yung, punta na tayo ngayon, collections management. And actually, maintenance of collections is the core of collections management. So, collections management, iba po yung collection management. Ang collection management to ay yung sisingilin ko ang inyong bayad mamaya. Yun, collector po yun. Yung managing of collection. Pag collections management, this will ensure that the collections are available for use. That's the main objective. And in order to achieve that, we utilize appropriate processing methods. So alam mo na pag kukuha ka ng halaman, hindi pwedeng dahon lang. Kasi, di ba? O kaya, second, organize specimens, the collections, that is in an established order to facilitate retrieval and traceability. Dapat, madali mo mahanap yung collection, hindi yung kung kailan nandyan na yung gustong mag-examine ay saka pa lang hahabilapin, nabuklat na yung lahat ng boxes o cabinets, hindi pa rin nakikita. That's easy, there should be easy retrieval. Traceability, kumbaga, the moment may nag-out o may humiram, whether locally or abroad, ay mabibilisan natin, magagamit agad. And therefore, managers, baka daw batuhin ako ng bell. So, updating organization. Next. So, wag na to. Okay, security. Gusto ko lang yan, emphasize, human resources or museum personnel are the most important resource next to the collections. So, museum administrator should ensure that all action concerning its personnel is taken in accordance with the policies of the museum, etc. Okay? Now, alam na natin to, they are linked with biodiversity conservation, and we should comply, as I mentioned, with the laws 9147, CITES, and of course now, the heritage law. Now, the bulk of the course that we are offering is the museum work or lab work, and we educate our students to maintain the collections at ito, mahalaga, database establishment. Hindi na ito katulad ng dati na sinusulat sa notebook, mga logbook. Dapat madali ding ma-retrieve ang information. But realizing this, I really appreciate our predecessors who took great efforts at writing everything. So, overall, the emphasis of the course is best practices. And I think with 16 hours of lecture, meeting once a week, and 96 hours of lab, because we include 6 weeks of internship supervised by the curator, mahalaga siyang education or first learning experience sa mga systematics major, the future systematics. Kaya lang talagang kumukonti ang nagme-major sa systematics. Now, realizing yung nabanggit ko kanina na kailangan ng mga museums ang education, then we can develop the course and be offered jointly probably by IDS and MNH for the general improvement of curatorship and collections nationwide. So maraming salamat po.